Hope you're doing well. Hi to Hilim, Lisa. Hi Michael. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. Coming to you live from Melbourne with my kitty cat over there. And just thought I'd come on and have a bit of a chat with you guys about everything that's happening. I've got a few things to go over. Really wanted to talk from the heart, but first I'll read a couple of things that I need to talk about. So the first thing hi Vanessa, hi Jen. I was going to talk to you guys about kids in school quarantine. So there's some parents in touch with us right now about their kids that are been in schools where they've said that there's been COVID-19 detected. Now, in these schools where COVID-19 is detected, they've told these kids to go home quarantine for 14 days. These parents have been getting texts and emails with the wrong kids' names and addresses on there. They've been getting things saying they have to get their kid tested on the 11th day. So I don't know where that's come from, this new directive that they have to get their kid tested no matter what. And they're putting pressure on them over and over and over again. So if they contact trace if they contact trace from a false positive, they don't have to tell the false positive that it was a false positive. They then can lock down a whole school and then get them all tested so their testing numbers go through the roof. This is fucked. It's totally wrong. DHHS, you're going to be overhauled at the end of this. We know that's going to happen 100%. So be aware it's coming. It's coming. There'll be a huge overhaul after all this is done because it's been a total cock up, and I feel sorry for the ones that are working there, but it has been a cock up. Tomorrow there's a big story dropping from a guy named Troy Thornton, who's on Instagram. So go onto Troy Thornton Instagram and you'll see there's a big story dropping tomorrow night. I'll have him on live, hopefully at some stage, and then that's what's happening from him. We've got a whole heap of celebrities and different people coming on board to do a live Zoom with us on Friday night. So I'll put that up here into YouTube, onto my Instagram as well. We've got Pete Evans. We're trying to get other people as well involved. And we're going to do a big live on Friday night. I can't give you all the names at the moment, but Troy Thornton, Pete Evans, we're calling out for Pauline Hanson, Mark Latham, lots of people. There'll be a bit of a divide. Some of them are people who I don't agree with all their policies, but we want to get information out there and into Parliament. And we want people who are really pushing very hard. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to make a huge difference by getting all these people on board, having an open debate about the facts, the figures. We're going to get some of the people who have lost loved ones. We're going to get lots of people out there that are, it's going to make a big difference. Thanks, Sienna. Very sweet. I'm taken, but thank you anyway. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's really close to my heart. So this is something close to my heart. I wanted to talk about the people in the nursing homes and what's happening with them right now. So the people in the nursing homes are being treated in the worst way possible. These are our most vulnerable people, and they're being treated like prisoners, and they're getting treated with no respect and no dignity. Now, last year, hi Ibrahim, hope you're doing well, buddy. Last year, I lost my dad. I haven't spoken to many people about it, but I lost my dad in April last year, just before my birthday, actually. And I was lucky enough that when my dad started to break down and get sick, he had cancer. It was very progressive. I was lucky enough to be able to go in and see him. I was lucky enough to be able to speak to him while he was coherent. I was lucky enough when he got to the last stage of his life to be able to hold his hand. Now, as a kid, he used to hold my hand and rub my thumb to help me sleep. And I got to hold his hand there and rub his hand and tell him everything was going to be okay, and tell him that he was loved, and tell him that I was there for him. What we're having happening in these nursing homes, where there's no chance for the families to interact, they're not letting them even use an iPad or Skype them, but the interaction, the idea of going in and speaking to them, the idea of going in and sitting with them, the idea of holding their hands, the idea of that human interaction, telling them that you love them for the last time, the stroking of the hand, the touching of the face, the kiss on the cheek, the tears, the grieving. This is what we're missing here. This human interaction is the real pandemic here, because what's going to happen is those loved ones are passing away with the love and the care and the respect that they deserve. They've lived this huge life here through us, and we need to treat them with this love and care and respect. And these laws and direction that we've put in, they're inhumane, they are disgusting, and we need to change the way this is done, because every loved one needs to be able to hold each other's hands and kiss them and say goodbye to their loved ones, and they're not being able to do it. And I feel like this is inhumane, and it's not right. The stories of people going in gloves with a mask on and not being able to kiss them goodbye, it's wrong. It's wrong, and we need to change this, and we're going to do everything in our power to change it. This is going to be part of the discussion in this Zoom Friday night. We need to change this. There's no human rights being allowed, and we need to make a difference here. People aren't able to hug each other. All of these things that are happening are wrong, and we need to be able to say, to each other that we're there, and we need to be able to look after each other. We need to be able to be caring and loving each other more than ever before. And it should be up to the family, if their loved ones got COVID-19 or been put into a COVID ward, if that family wants to go and see them and wear gloves and wear a mask and go in and see them and then take it off and give them a kiss and give them a hug, no matter what this pandemic is, if they want to risk their life to say goodbye to their loved one, this disease, 99.385% of people recover from it. If they want to go in there and kiss their loved one and give them a hold their hand and hug them and say goodbye, like I was able to do with my dad, they need to be allowed. And if that means they have to then go on quarantine for 20 days and miss the funeral or whatever else, they need to be allowed to do this. And love needs to win here. It can't come from this place. And that's what I've got to say about it. And that comes from my heart, and that comes from the ones I've spoken to that haven't been able to do this. We need to change it. We need to make a change, because this isn't right what's happening right now. I was going to read to you guys. I wrote something down in regards to everything that's happening. I'm just going to read it out. This is from my heart as well, but I wrote it down so I don't get it wrong. So I'm going to read it to you guys now, if you're okay with me doing that. As we sit here in the second lockdown, I've noticed that many people are complacent with the new normal that mainstream media promotes. This is greatly disturbing for many ways. As difficult as it was for 90% of the world to go into lockdown 1, there were some amazing benefits for us that our governments did not expect. For many, it was the first time in years that they could stop. They had been so caught up in the rat race and mainstream media government lies, they had forgotten to use their most important asset, their minds. While sitting there, we started interacting with our families more than ever. Much, much more than ever. We remembered how to love again. It was a chance to live and move forwards with our blinkers off, to realign with our soul. What initially started out as a fear for a virus gave way to love for one another. Then as we sat and spoke and occasionally looked at our TV, we noticed something strange unfolding. The narrative we had always believed was unraveling before our eyes. It was like seeing the wizard from behind the curtain in Oz for the first time. We lost fear even further and started to wake up more and use our minds to think freely and research. We did it because we had time. We did it for our families. We did it for love. What we saw before us was baffling, and as a collective, we started to stand up. We spoke out against 5G. We asked for choice when it came to vaccination and masks. We stood up for our rights for the first time in a long time, and it felt great. As we have headed into lockdown again, many have become disheartened and fearful. I call on all of you listening tonight to please do a gut check. Look deep inside your heart and your soul. Think of your kids being forced to play separated at school and to see their parents in masks daily. Think of your elderly dying alone in the nursing homes. Think of the future that you want for yourself and those around you. Then please, please, please stand tall in your choice of love and be the voice for those around you who are not ready to stand up yet. We will get through this, and the reset will be beautiful and wondrous. Do not be afraid. Rise up with love. Do not be afraid. Rise up with love. Okay, guys. Peace.